Hello again. I decided not to wait too long and just tell you a little bit more about shore excursions. So guys, we're talking about the cruises today. And what I can tell you that every time you're going on the cruise, if it's your first time, I highly recommend you to have cash with you as much as you can. Get ready and have cash. I understand it might be some inconvenience for you guys to carry the cash and around, but if there is no problem for you to pay for something on board, like for your drinks, or if you decide to go to the preferred restaurants, or you would like to pay for some extra coffee or buy some souvenirs or chocolates, or maybe some clothes or perfumes on board, that's fine. You can pay with your credit card. There's no problem with that. But when we were traveling to Mexico, I knew that it's better to have cash and any other cruise port except cash, and it's easier. They might not give you change though. That's another thing, but it's easier, because you know that how much you gave them, that's what you gave them. They won't be able to charge your credit card extra if there is some, gift shops or some random, souvenir booth, and they might just charge your card more than it was discussed, because you can negotiate the price. But they still might charge you more without your permission, and it did happen to me. I was not happy about it. It happened to me in Mexico because I didn't have cash, so I paid with my credit card, and when I opened my account, I see that there was a charge more than we discussed to do. Of course, there were no receipt, nothing, so I can't really prove anything. So I just let it be, but I was kind of upset about it, that there are some people who are not fair. So be prepared and keep it in mind that it's another country, that's how they're making money, and it's always better just to give away that cash and know that nobody can use your credit card and your information, or I don't know, like steal your identity maybe. So always pay attention and be careful and be productive, that you are aware of, and nobody can fool you. So what else? Of course, guys, it's out of discussion even to prepare for your trip. And I recommend you always, guys, watch a lot of videos and try to learn and do your homework about every destination that you're going to visit during your cruise, because sometimes it can be 2, sometimes it can be 5 or 6 different destinations in one trip, because you may travel for 2 weeks, you may travel longer, and it might be overwhelming, but I recommend you to make a plan, to write it down, and that you are not surprised when you plan accordingly. At least you know what more or less to expect. And, I don't want you guys to be surprised when when the ship comes to the port, and you even don't know how the port look like and what expect from the port, what direction to go, where is the beach, or where is this excursion, and what you want to do during this time on shore, and use it appropriately. Don't waste your time. Of course, don't be late to come back to your cruise, because I'm sure that happened before with somebody else, but it's not fun, because all these 4,000 people will be waiting for you, and who knows, maybe they even sail away without you. Which I doubt it's gonna happen, but everything might happen in life. So I don't want you to be that one person who then we will watch in the news. Okay, folks, so again, be prepared and write it down. Make a notebook of the destination that you're going to, and see up front, before you spend the money for the cruise, for this trip, if it's, you know, if it's something that you are interested in to do, or, you know, it might be not worth it to go for you. Because from some people I hear that, you know, if you guys go into Eastern Caribbean, that might be for somebody Western Caribbean destination is more, you know, it's more likely that you're gonna enjoy, because there are so many different islands and those destinations that you will not gonna see, of course, in just one trip. You have to take several cruises to go there and then go there. I know that a lot of cruise companies, they go in on the same destination. Some companies, they have a private island, like let's say Royal Caribbean, they have an island in Bahamas that goes, they call it like Happy Day in Coco Cay or something like that, Perfect Day in Coco Cay. So it's a beautiful island with a lot of activities on it. MSC Cruise Line, they have perfect, I mean, not perfect, but, well, it is perfect. It looks very perfect. It's very beautiful, I'm sorry, but I mean, they have a private island as well that none of other companies is going to, so it's only belong to them. And, you know, like Princess Cruise, they share the same island with Carnival. So, and there is so much more, but learn and make your research what to do there during your time. If there is something that you can do, like some extra tours, some extra snorkeling, some extra activities, because how does it work? The cruises, when you travel in, you know, like let's say it's 5-7 days. Of course, there are sometimes there is a lot of stuff to do on board. There are sometimes it's not, depends what cruise and what ship you take. The ships that belongs to one company more or less stays the same, but of course it depends if it's newer or older ships. Sometimes there might be not that much stuff to do except just to go to the pool, and you have to consider, if you travel with kids, if there is some activities for kids, if they will be busy, because not every ship may be even having like a the kids club or something. You know, you have to consider this, what age of the kids, and you know, usually it's from age 3 that kids club available. Some sort of babysitting might be available from age 6 months till 2, and then, you know, up. But those from 6 months till 2 years old, you have to pay extra. It's not included in your cruise price. So there is something to consider. Again, every cruise destination and every port where your cruise is coming, they different, of course. Some cruise ports, they smaller, some cruise ports, of course, bigger. And sometimes some cruise ports, you have to even take a little boat to come from your cruise to the cruise port. If it's some islands like Fiji or something, they might even use, you know, those tiny boats, and it might take longer. So the time when you wake up, if you want to see as much as you want to see, as much as you you know, curious about, and kind of like use all of this time, because sometimes it's not enough, you know, like they saying on the schedule that you come in the port at 8 in the morning and you have only like till 4 p.m. So of course it's not that much time, but I always plan accordingly and kind of like realize, okay, will I be tired at that time we get there, or, you know, I will do something active like zip line, maybe some kayaking or parasail or jet ski or horseback riding or whatever you guys want to do, you know, take a bus tour along the island and see like Maya ruins or something. So it's up to you guys, so plan accordingly, because let me tell you something, the cruises, it's kind of it's a relaxing activity, but it's not, because every cruise port, it's a different destination, it's completely different environment, and you have to be prepared for that. You have to be fresh, you know, but of course it's up to you. It's your, you know, it's your life, you know yourself better. You know, if you're active person and you prefer something laid back and just enjoy the sun and enjoy the pool or enjoy the beach time, you know, like maybe you want to rent like a private cabana or something, it's up to you. But I'm just saying, guys, that not every cruise port have those beaches available right away. Don't expect that. Some cruise ports, when I was watching the videos from other tour operators, and I'm learning about them to tell you guys about it, and maybe one day, you know, little by little, I will go there personally and see that because I'm making my plan, what I wanna, you know, visit on the cruise ships. And I plan and I choose those destinations in one trip to see as much as I can in just one trip, because I don't have that much time. So some cruise ports, they look like just you know, just like a town or something, just like walk around, you know. There is some cool architecture that might be interested you. There are some ruins, there are some, you know, maybe towers or some sort of like just a history thing, you know, but there is no something like, you know, just like you board in there, your ship is in there, and you go outside and there is a beach with palm trees and stuff. So don't expect that on every destination where you're going. That's why do your research and see what's available, how it look like, and what you're gonna do there. Because sometimes, as I said, there is not much to do, just to walk around. Again, depends on the weather, if it's a cold weather or if it's rainy weather or if it's extremely hot. So whatever time of the year you guys go in, so make sure that you have appropriate clothes, that you have a sunscreen, and what you're gonna be doing if that's the weather change. Like we went to Bahamas in May and it was a little bit chilly. I actually didn't expect that because it was very windy. The island was very tiny and it was in the middle of the ocean, and in the morning the water in the ocean was kind of cold. So I waited until, you know, afternoon to go and actually swim. But when we get there in August, it was perfect. The weather was amazing, but it was super hot. It was almost 100 degrees. And when we were in Mexico, you know, it was brutal. But of course, make sure that you not become a red lobster and you not wasted your vacation and get sunburn on your first day. And then the rest of the week will be just horrible for you. So, you know, this is a big mistake because I get a sunburn. And it's not pleasant at all. But, you know, again, think about the kids. And if you have small kids, make sure that, again, you know what you're going to be doing in the cruise ports with kids. Because, again, it's a stroller, it's a nap time, it's feeding time, it's a diaper change. And, you know, I'm just saying because I'm a mother of two and I haven't taken my little one who is going to be 3 years old and none of the cruises yet because I don't want to ruin anybody else's vacation. I'm just taking my oldest son with me all the time, and it was just fine. But again, even with him, you know, he has his own expectation, he has his own wishes, what he wants to do, and he has his own schedule, you know, like if he is in kids club, when he wants to eat, what he wants to drink, what he wants to see. Because if he is going in a splash pads or something, you know, those slides and stuff, I have to be with him. You are not allowed to leave your child there by yourself. You have to sign the waiver, but you have to supervise your children while they do some activities which involves some risk. And you have to consider that as well. So some of the places also, you know, if there is a beach in the port, but it can be a very big port, it takes time and it takes a distance, and you probably have to take sometimes a taxi to go to the beach and reach the beach. So you have to think about that as well. And I mean, again, my advice is to wake up as early as possible to get the better spot before it gets too hot if you're traveling in summer or spring, and because all the best space or place can be taken, and that you will have a better spot. Or if you guys decide to go to any parks and enjoy your time there and do some activities, again, you know, they just will be extremely crowded, and it was in summer for sure. Because everybody traveling in summer, and it's kind of like, you know, sometimes it looks like Sparta or a zoo because it's just way too many people. If you prefer some more, you know, calm vacation and stuff, so you may consider to travel when you know, kids at school, and trust me, it will be less people for sure. Also consider that taxi might cost you a different price, and we have a conversation with some girls, some people, that it might cost one price one way, another price the same way, but you know, I don't know. I mean, it might be somebody tried to trick you, but when I was in Mexico, we paid the same price exactly, going back and forth, and nobody tried to fool me. I just gave them cash to the driver, and everybody knows how much it cost. Of course, you might compare the price, but it should be the same. That's why I'm telling you guys, learn about every destination when you be going, and see what other people say being there. If it's worth it, if it's not, if you want to spend money from the excursion that your cruise will offer, or you are a self-explorer and you get on the board, out of the board in the cruise terminal, and you just want to do your own thing in your own pace, in your own time. And it's okay. I'm not telling you what to do. It's completely up to you guys. But make sure that you know what is in your plan, and of course, plans can change according to the weather, according to maybe some other unpredicted situation on board, but usually everything just gets too smooth and fine. And but I saw on YouTube some other bloggers who travel as well, and they're making videos about the cruises, and it sometimes happen that the weather is pretty bad, or they get in some sort of storm, or there is something else that they have to, change their destination even. And that sounds kind of crazy to me, because it's very unpredictable. So I'm not saying, and I'm not trying to scare you guys, but I'm just saying that, everybody, we have a plan. And if the captain have to make that decision, it's for better, probably, even if it doesn't look like that, but sometimes you have to do what you have to do. So guys, I think I clarify what is the difference between destination. Again, some of them may be just very romantic, very beautiful Caribbean views, there's ocean and mountains, and it's just relaxing, and it's just the beach is just right there. Make sure that, guys, sometimes the beach, if it's beautiful, it's very stony, it's very rocky, and you may hurt yourself, especially children, and that's if you guys snorkeling, be very careful. Some beaches can be just very beautiful and with water that you can see through. Some destination can be just more like just walking tours, just walking around without swimming on the beach, because there is not really a beach around, and it's some sort of just like making pictures, just go shopping, or just try the local food, stuff like that. This is the difference between the destinations. And of course, Alaska is completely different, but I guess Alaska is more about history. Of course, there is no beach that you can swim, there is no palm trees, but there are a lot of stuff to do. And I know that there are small towns that where they go when the ships are going, and it's all about exploring, making pictures, and there is a railroad that you can take. You can take kayak, you can just walk around, and it's fine, and try the local food as well. There is hiking trails, and it's a lot of history in Alaska. Of course, you can do whale watching, you can do some maybe fishing or something like that. So that is the difference between destinations, guys. I'm not saying about the cruises if you go into some sort of like carnival or something, so like in Brazil or so, but it's different. We're not talking about that right now. And I guess that's all for today, you guys. Enjoy my video, and if you have any questions, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. I will be more than happy to answer all your questions and to see you on your next cruise. Have a good evening.